How you doing? Yeah. I'm all right.
There, I was right in his face. I think some people got a kick out of me being on stage, but I think other fans, they were a little bit disturbed, you know, by me walking around with a camera. But I wanted to be really intimate. So while I'm shooting, I'm listening all the time, and I'm moving with the music, like a dancer a little bit. But he wasn't even noticing me. I think it's because I'm his brother.
Bob knows more about me than almost anybody. He probably has access to me like nobody else has. You know what it's like when you're with somebody and you can communicate without words. Well, that exists with Bob. Now there's so much work to do.
I came here because I want to be with my brother while he's making his record. Dan is finding what he needs here in Mexico because he doesn't have conventional boundaries around him. There is an air of that anything is possible.
I've spent enough time in Mexico now to have gotten a good, strong feeling from it. I've hung out with some of the people here and heard their dreams I call it the land of the new dreamers. You might say it's the new American dream. The American dream that doesn't exist in America anymore exists in these places, exists in the hearts of people who hope to find a better life for themselves, you know. Well, we're recording in a very unusual setting here, in the sense that the house is half open to the elements. And I suppose there's an old school that might say that you can't do that, it's not allowed, but I like that. I like the sound of the birds and the wind. Unless it creates a technical problem, I think it's a real good environment. I'm trying to mix rhythm with atmosphere. I like rhythm because it keeps people physically interested. You can listen to a rhythmic record and tune the brain out, and the body keeps the motion going. So I like rhythm for that reason. And for rhythm to meet the world that I'm more familiar with, which is the textural world, would be I think it'd be a nice marriage.
Dan is always looking for inspiration in his music. I think he recognizes that the environment is really important to ideas, creative flow, and then he messes around until inspiration comes to him. And that's what the Mexico thing is all about. He's hoping for a different feeling from Mexico.
This is kind of a soul-searching time for me as much as music-searching. I'm trying to let the music dictate where the record is going to a certain degree. You know, you can work it out the best you know how, and then you get into the studio and people play what they play. Ultimately, you become like servant to the music. I'm just letting it flow the best I can, and then I'll study everything we've done and see what seems to work together as a record. I like to remain connected with tradition, melodically, and it's a good way to operate, to not lose sense of organics. And then at the same time, I'm real interested in technology. And it's great when the two worlds meet, you know, when organics, if you like, comes from people, and it's about spontaneity and flashes of ideas. And technology is really a chance to document and manipulate and enhance the organics. This little place where I'm at today is my brother's shack, my brother Bob's place. And I'm passing through Hamilton, so he's letting me stay here for a few days. And it's real beautiful, peaceful. I don't see or hear anybody else. Sort of a nice way to have it for concentration, for lyrics. I initially started writing poetry on Sundays. Sunday was poetry day. I had an old typewriter, and I would just make a point of writing 5 poems every Sunday. And now, every day of the week is a Sunday now. I do try and write something every day, sometimes in the middle of the night. Let's see if I can find the latest one for you. It was written, this one was written this morning. It's called My Little Drummer Boy. My little drummer boy is a saint of a man. He boils up everything in an old sugar can. There's no confusion worth sticking around for. He just paints and walks through any door. He's a little acrobat. You know how they get when they're gifted from God with a mind set. My little drummer boy likes what's good, a soul house in a bad neighborhood. His heart and his fingers cut through the din. He pulls the teeth out of the reaper's grin. My little drummer boy plays in the sand, beating his rhythm on an old sugar can.
Y'a quelqu'un qui appelle mon nom. Y'a quelqu'un qui appelle mon nom. On travaille aujourd'hui, on travaille sur la pluie, on travaille au tableau. Ah, mes mains sont noires à cochon. Mes mains sont noires à cochon. Pour 36 jours et 36 nuits, on travaille au tableau.
Dan was born in Hull, in Quebec, right across the river in the French part. I guess he must have been about 10 years old when he came to Hamilton. I can't remember Dan not having a guitar in his hands as a boy. He was really quiet, really reclusive, and very shy, but always had his guitar, you know? When I think of Dan and the guitar, it's like one and the same. I was in Europe, and Dan called me, and he said, "Do you want to start a recording studio?" We were just kind of faking it, putting up drywall, sticking it together with masking tape and painting over it. Just getting any kind of gear that we can get a hold of. And we started doing a little bit of recording. First thing we knew is we were swamped with business. There got to be a point where we realized we had a future in the business because we were getting results. And frankly, we were getting a little cramped. The ceiling was a little bit low. The violin players kept hitting their bows up on the ceiling. And so we knew we had to get out of the basement, you know, sometime. And I had never stepped foot in another recording studio ever, except for our basement studio. So when I built the basement studio and Grant Avenue studio, the second studio, it was all intuition. There's no doubt that we felt like outsiders coming to Ontario from Quebec. And had Dan and myself been brought up in a more a familiar environment, we might have gone for the ordinary. But because we were plopped in the middle of a milieu that we didn't fully understand, maybe that didn't understand us fully, I think it made us try harder. And it may have something to do with Dan's success today.
There's quite a bit of nostalgia on my first record. You know, songs like Jolie Louise are about, you know, the relocation of a family, and it sounds like there's a feeling of yesterday in a song like that, and another song called O Mari, which is about tobacco picking, you know, like a work song. So those are pretty nostalgic in nature. But recently I've become interested in writing about the future. I want to try and create this this world where people are going to incorporating current idealism. I'm fascinated with alternative ways of living. The way I imagine that some people will get so tired of cities and that they'll just sort of run from cities and find homes in the hills and in the deserts. And, it's like a new generation of gypsies, if you like. So I want to include some of that angle on my new record.
Oh, the sweetest night on earth is when I watch you sleep. Sculptured lips and so much hair. God gives me nothing to compare to the sweetest night on earth. The sweetest dream of all, where legs are running free. Mothers and fathers are all alive, and everybody's wise, and the sweetest dream of all. Wake up, stand up, go up to the wire, make a cut so deep. They may shoot us in the back, but if we dance like fire, we may rise above the heat. Oh, the sweetest gift I've seen you give away. Over and over with selfless fingers, the scent of you always lingers. You're the sweetest one I know. The sweetest night on earth is when I go down deep, and I can't turn around. I swim in the sound, and to the dogs barking and the dollar in the hound. Oh, the sweetest gift I've seen you give away. Over and over with selfless fingers, the scent of you always lingers. You're the sweetest one I know. Sweetest one I know.
It's a nice song.
It's only, it's a little too sweet. I don't know if this will make the finish line, but it's, I like the idea of the sweetest dream of all, where legs are running free, mothers and fathers are all alive, and everybody's wise. I like that verse, you know.
I'm leaving tonight, gonna leave this place. I don't care about any memories. Yes, I'm leaving. I wanna feel the dirt running through my fingers where I can't get hurt. I'm leaving tonight, I'm leaving the goal. Yes, I'm leaving in search of a house of soul, a house of soul.
It's interesting how he always used to work for other people as a guitar player, as a producer, and all the while there was this fantastic songwriter, poet hidden in him. I'm not sure he even knew.
Ever since I was a kid, I always wanted a tent, a nice big tent that I could record in, sleep in, do anything I want in. And I finally got one of these tents. It's a military tent, a U.S. military tent. I'll show it to you. I got it right next to the house here. It's also a little meditation place, you know, mosquito net and everything. There's not very much light in there, but that's it. See, I got my mosquito net, and if I lift this, you have to get a little bit of light. I come in here, and this is sort of my little resting place. It was the first idea to record in a tent originally because I thought we were going to be by the beach, and we were going to run on generators, but ultimately, that turned out to be a technical, difficulty. Like, it didn't make any sense to, and I didn't want to get sand in my tape recorders, so we decided to be a little more uptown about it. When I'm working in the studio, I try and keep everybody as physically close together as possible. Nobody gets left out. Usually we set up near the kitchen, so whoever's cooking is not too far from the speakers. But there's a nice communication that happens when people are close together and you don't have too many people. I get kind of tired of people asking me how I do it, how I make the records or pull performances out of people, and it's actually something that's real natural and kind of subconscious, and it's not really so much about a bag of tricks. And I think the more you study your subconscious, the less of it you're gonna have, you know, or at least the magic of it could disappear if you try and work it out too much. So. I'm a confident person on a certain level, but I'm not sure that anyone is ever that fully confident that they couldn't let a few things along the way bother them. You know, I think that sometimes the most productive people are the most vulnerable as well. You know, and they push for that productivity. They push to make more, to fulfill more dreams, just to try and hide the insecurities. But I think they're always there.
If there is something I miss about working with Dan in the recording studio, it's to experience that spontaneous joy that people have when they do something really well. The love that comes out of a person when they've just expressed themselves the way they've always wanted to, on tape for all time, for all people to hear. It's a lovely thing.